is way better than we ever expected. And I just made it to New York. This is our very first trip here. I've never been here before. And we've got 48 hours to spend in the city. Got a whole list of things lined up that we want to go see, so stick around and check them out. First thing that we wanted to see was the Empire State Building. Not necessarily the first thing we wanted to see, but our hotel was nearby and our room wasn't ready, so we're over here checking it out. And that is it back there behind me. It is crazy. This thing is like 1,400 feet tall or something like that, and I think at one time it was the tallest building in the world. So to stand here under this building just makes you feel so small. And we're not going to go up on this one. We're going up on another building here later on in this video. But it's crazy just to be standing under it and see how big this thing is. So Megan and I have been sitting here in our hotel room for like 10 minutes or something, staring out this window at the view out here, which is crazy. I mean, this view is absolutely crazy. Let me flip around. You can tell we never lived in a big city or have even been to a city this big. I mean, this is just crazy, but look, I mean, just miles and miles. And we're on the 35th floor. I don't even know if I can show you all the way to the street down there. Like, it is way down there. We've got a view of the Empire State Building right here, and then we can come around this side and just for miles and miles as far as the eye can see, it's city. It is interesting about being this high up is you can see all the rooftops, and you can see all like these green spaces that people have created, like rooftop gardens and stuff, which I think would definitely be super important if you lived here, to have that space to be able to get away, you know, from the noise and the street and the people and all. So for our first night's outing here in the city, we were going to come see a show. We're going to see Birthday Candles, which is right back here behind me. And it's starring Deborah Messing. However, all of a sudden tonight, they sent us a notification that she is not going to be in it. And so I guess we call it the understudy, is going to be doing her part. So we're still going to come out and see the show. I'm sure we won't be able to film in there, but just want to let y'all know that's what we're doing for our first night's outing. So the show is over. We just came out and walked around the corner, and we are in Times Square. And this is really crazy. It is so bright. It is dark outside, but it's so bright here from all these advertisements and lights and stuff. It's really cool. And I'm glad that we came here at nighttime instead of daytime, because I think it just gives it a whole different experience to the whole thing. And there is so many people out here. I actually read the other day that this is like the most visited place in the world, and you would think it's standing out here because it's just people shoulder to shoulder. It's really cool. We're out and about, and if it looks like it's very early in the morning because it's dark out here, it's not. It's just because it's gray and raining, and as you can tell, I'm wearing the same sweater that I was last night. And that's because on this trip the weather was supposed to be in the 70s to 90s, and this morning it was like 55 degrees, and this is the only sweater that I bought. But anyway, we're on our way down to the subway right now so that we can head downtown. We're going to go to the 9/11 Memorial and kind of get a glimpse of Statue of Liberty, although we're not going out there to it, but we're going to see it. Probably go over the Brooklyn Bridge, maybe get a hot dog and some cheesecake. And get some cheesecake for Megan. The subway stop that we stopped at is actually inside the Oculus, and I didn't realize that when we got here, but this is a really cool building. It's amazing already walking in here. Let me show you all this. Out here at the 9/11 Memorial area, and then also the museum is back here behind me, and I wanted to get on here and vlog and say something about this place, and honestly, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's an amazing place, it's a somber place, and it's something that I've always wanted to see, but I got here and I found myself just standing here just staring at these fountains and at these memorials and these names. It's an incredible place, and if you're ever in New York, you really ought to come see it. I was a firefighter, most of y'all know. 9/11 was a big thing for me. I was about 13 or 14 whenever it occurred, and that was when I first honestly got interested in the fire service, because I would hear all these firefighters on here talking like on the nightly news and stuff, and they called each other brothers and all that, and I didn't know what they meant by that at first. I was like, they're not all related, are they? But then I just kind of got to see that brotherhood and that heroism and stuff, and that ultimately is what really got me interested in the fire service. And then I ended up becoming a firefighter for over a decade and stuff. But I've always wanted to come here and to see this place, and like I said, I got here and I'm just like staring and looking and reading these names. I'm sure there's a lot of cool facts that I could give you in this video, but I'm not going to. But if you're ever here, definitely come by and look and really think about this place and check out the museum and the memorial and donate or whatever you feel like you should do. But it is definitely a must-see site here. Seen the 9/11 memorial and the Oculus and all that. We are on a mission to find some food, and I would like to find maybe a street side hot dog, but I wouldn't turn down a restaurant either. We are very hungry. Yeah, it's a little cool outside. So like I said, it was like 55 degrees this morning, which is a little bit cooler than we were planning for. But we're gonna catch another subway here and head down to Battery Park and find some food down there. Out here in Battery Park looking across at the Statue of Liberty right now. For time's sake, because we only have 48 hours, we are not going to be taking the ferry over there just because we don't have a whole lot of time and we're just trying to see as many things as we can. But we did want to at least come out here to Battery Park and get a good view of it, and it looks a lot better in person than it does on the video, but it is a very gray day today. Next touristy thing that we wanted to stop and see is the Charging Bull, which I always thought was on Wall Street, and it's not. We're actually like a couple blocks away, but I can already tell there is a lot of people over here, so hopefully we can at least get a good look at it. Holy cow, definite pun intended there, but look at all these people lined up to see the bull. Honestly, the best way to see it is to stand over here across the street. You'll just about get a better view of him over here. We're down here under the Manhattan Bridge right now. We'll be going over to see the Brooklyn Bridge here in just a minute, but we are on Washington Street. So if you want to come down here and get this iconic picture standing, on the street in between the buildings with the whole bridge back here in the background, you need to do that on Washington Street. But I do suggest that you get here early, or you be very patient, because there is a lot of people down here also getting that same picture.
And also, don't be afraid to get right up there on it, because I feel like a lot of people are taking their picture from far away. Yeah. And it's kind of like at the castle at Disney World. As soon as you see it, you're like, oh, I want to go ahead and take my picture. But if you get right up on it, you're still going to get an amazing picture. Yeah.
Well, just a few feet away, I'm still down here under the bridges. I've got the Manhattan Bridge right here and the Brooklyn Bridge back here behind me. We're in this little park green space area, and I don't think a lot of people come over here. There's hardly anybody here. And this is honestly a great place to still get really good pictures with either bridge that you wanted, because you can see both of them. Let me turn around so I don't fall off these rocks. It's kind of like a little pebble beach. It's got both bridges back here. So it's a great spot to come if you're really coming to get that Instagram shot. Think about coming over here. Out of our Uber, and it is finally time to come get some cheesecake. We're heading down here to Martha's Country Bakery, which I've heard has amazing cheesecake, and it is still over here in Brooklyn, by the way. I should have mentioned that, but I'm so excited to come try this out, and I know that Megan is very excited about this too. quick shower and outfit change for us now, and we are headed down to Central Park where I've scheduled a carriage ride for us, but we gotta hurry because we're actually running late. Good morning, or actually mid-morning now, I guess. Megan and I skipped breakfast this morning, so we're sitting in Central Park right now about to eat our hot dog, and hopefully it's as good as the hype, but I don't know.
I just took a bite. I'm like, it's a hot dog.
She said it's a mediocre hot dog. So, but I think we've got about maybe 10 or 11 hours left to explore the city, and so we're doing this right now, then we're going to go to the Met. And then I think we're also going to try to go to St. Patrick's Cathedral as well as the Rockefeller Center, and then finish it up with another show tonight. I was really glad that we got to go to the Met on this trip. This was a really cool museum, and it's a very large museum. It's not as big as the Louvre or the Vatican Museum, but it's still a really large museum and had a lot of amazing pieces in it. And I really liked that kind of midway through the museum, as you're making your way through, there is an elevator access to the rooftop where you can go up, you can have some cocktails or just snacks, and you can enjoy the views of Central Park and Manhattan. Our next stop was St. Patrick's Cathedral, and this one was definitely high on my New York City bucket list of places to see. It was completed in the late 1800s in the Gothic Revival style, and it is still the largest cathedral in the U.S. to this day, and its spires stand about 330 feet tall. That would have made it one of the tallest buildings in Midtown at the time that it was built, but nowadays you wouldn't know it since it's tucked in amongst all the skyscrapers. Right across the street from St. Patrick's is the Rockefeller Center, and as you can see, they didn't have the ice skating going on while we were there because it was May, but they did have a roller skating rink out front, and we did actually pay for tickets to go up to the top of the rock, as they call it, which was a really cool experience. On your way up, they teach you a lot about the history of the building, and then once you get up there, you have an amazing view of all of Manhattan, Central Park, and everywhere around. I wish that we'd had some clearer weather while we were up there, but we still had a great time. Top of the rock, which is top of the Rockefeller Center, and it's really cool. The view is amazing, and for those that don't know, I'm actually pretty afraid of heights, but it's actually not that bad up here. I don't know, I guess the area is large enough or something that I don't notice that I'm that high up maybe, but the views, even on a kind of cloudy, foggy day like this, the views are still really cool. You see everything from up here. I'm actually surprised there's not that many people up here, and I think that's due to the fact that it actually costs pretty good to come up here. I think it's like $40 a person and up, so I think that keeps a lot of the people away. I don't know how much the other rooftops are like in the city here, but I think that's kind of pricey. I do love that they have all these glass walls back here, so you really do have an unimpeded view of the city. I think Megan and I have some kind of a curse on us, because when we were in Paris, we didn't go up the Eiffel Tower, but we wanted to go up the Arc de Triomphe, and they said it has an amazing view, you know, the Champs-Elysees. We got up there on top of that thing, and it started raining, and it was so foggy and cloudy that we couldn't see just a couple blocks away from it. And then here we are in New York, and we come up here on top of the Rockefeller Center, and I mean, it's not terribly foggy out here, but you definitely can't see far. Most of these skyscrapers around us, you can't see the tops of them.
It's crazy that a lot of these skyscrapers, like, they're in the clouds right now.
Yeah. If you were up there working, like your office was up there or something, you wouldn't be able to see anything, it'd just be white. On our way back to the hotel, we happened to be going to Grand Central Station to catch our subway, which was actually really fun for me. I was hoping that we would get to see Grand Central while we were in New York. It's not necessarily one of the top tourist destinations, but it's a really cool building that's very historic and is a big bus, rail, and subway line. They also have lots of restaurants in there, so it's kind of a catch-all. Well, we made it almost the whole trip without getting rained on, and as you can see, I'm soaked. It's pouring rain. We're almost back at the hotel though. We almost made it. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this vlog out right here. It is the next morning, and we're getting ready to head to the airport, and so I couldn't close it out last night because I think the last thing that y'all saw was it was pouring down rain on us, and I didn't want to close the vlog out and just be all rainy and yucky and gray outside. So I said, you know what, I'm just gonna wait until the morning. Today, the only thing that we've got going on is we're heading to the airport. Last night, the last thing that we did was we did go to see Chicago, which is one of Megan's favorites, but she's never seen it in Broadway. So that was how we closed out our 48 hours in New York. I want to quickly give you what we thought of New York. New York City, the Big Apple, was way better than we ever expected, honestly. Like, we really enjoyed it. We thought it would be too overcrowded, but this was really cool. Their transportation system is really good. It's not the cleanest that we've been on, but it is very good. It's very efficient, very effective, very quick. So they've got good transportation, amazing sights to see, so much more to see and do than we were able to see. I had so much more on my list that we just weren't able to get to, but we still had a great time. The people were friendly. You know, you always hear, just like with Paris, everybody says, oh, the people are so rude. You hear that about New Yorkers as well, and that is not the case at all, at least not from our experience. That's not what we encountered anywhere, whether it be at the hotel or on the subway or wherever. That's why everyone was super friendly to us. This is definitely a place that we'll be coming back to spend more time, and a place that we'll be bringing the kids so we can see some more things, and a place that I encourage any one of y'all to go. Now, I do want to remind you, at justinplanet.com, I do have a lot of trips planned, some group trips where I'll actually be bringing some small groups out and stuff like that. So if you're interested in those, go check them out. I do have one in September. As of filming this right now, it's May of 2022. I have one in September of 2022. but that one closes on June 15th. So you need to get in by then if you're interested. But you can see that at justinplannedit.com. Whenever you come with me, I take care of everything. You basically pay a flat rate and you get here, and then I handle everything for you, all the bookings, all the transportation, getting you around, doing all the stuff. So if you're interested in that, go check it out, justinplannedit.com. Thanks for watching, guys.